What's up guys, Brandon here from BigMcLargerHuge, and today we are going to be talking about a theory I have that kind of makes what a lot of people think was just a mistake on Sega's part in Sonic Forces, part of the true way the Sonic timeline works. So let's start off this video by explaining what I'm talking about it. So before Sonic Generations, it was simple. There was one timeline, and it was pretty easy to track where it goes. It was Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic CD. Well, I mean, at least this is what I think. I don't think Sonic CD happened in between Sonic 1 and 2, because Tails Sky Patrol and Tails Adventure could happen after Sonic 3 as well. And and then, like a few years later when Sonic is older, Sonic Adventure, all the way up to 06, then a few years after that, you get into Unleashed and the current modern era. So, I'm just basically going to be explaining what I am thinking here. So, when Sonic Generations came out, when the Tiny Eater attacked Modern and Classic Sonic and brought them together, the Eggman, Sonic, and Tails from that world, that wasn't... Okay, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm just gonna say... Okay, let me just restart. Forget everything I've said so far. We're gonna restart. So, basically, what I mean by this is the classic Sonic from Sonic Generations is not the same classic Sonic from Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania. The classic Sonic in Sonic Mania and Forces is a completely different person, character, whatever you want to call it. It's just not the same thing. So basically, like I said before, the timeline is pretty clear. You have the classic games and then the modern games. But this way, there are now two timelines. There are two timelines because of this one thing Eggman says in Forces. And he says, "So you're that pint-sized Sonic from another dimension, aren't you?" I mean, no, Tails says that. He's like, "Oh, you're that Sonic from another dimension, aren't you?" And everybody was like, "Wait, what?" At that. So basically, what I'm proposing here is that the Sonic from Sonic Generations is modern Sonic's past self. It's pretty obvious that that's true, because there's no reason to believe it wouldn't be. It's just, they know it's the past self, it's pretty clear, and it doesn't change. But the classic Sonic in Forces and Mania is not the same classic Sonic, because of that one comment. I believe that the classic Sonic you are seeing gameplay of now is actually regular, okay, so I'm making a Sonic timeline right now. I'm gonna make a video on it in a few days, and basically there are two Earths, or two Mobiuses, or whatever you want to call it. There's classic, which is Earth 1, and then Earth 2, which is modern. The difference is there's three main differences. Four. The first main difference is Sonic CD happens in between Sonic 3 and Sonic Pocket Adventure, instead of after Sonic Forces, when classic Sonic got back into his regular world. And Sonic Pocket Adventure happens, which is where Eggman gets his modern design in that universe. In the classic universe, when Sonic 4 comes around, which I actually added episodes 3, 4, and 5 to, because Sega decided not to make those, so I made them in the timeline for you. It's a pretty cool story, actually, much better than just the Jetpack Mark II. So anyway, what I'm gonna say here is there is a problem with the people who just think that the game it's the same classic Sonic, because it's not, and it's really apparent that it's not, because everybody says it's not. So basically, what I'm saying is you're right. Okay, I'm just gonna pause it for a second. Alright, so Earth 1 Classic Sonic is Sonic. Earth 2 Classic Sonic is modern Sonic's past self. Earth 1 Classic Sonic is Earth 1 modern Sonic's past self, which does not have any adventure or modern games in his timeline. All that modern Sonic on Earth 1 goes through is Sonic 4. Okay, there we go. So that's what I'm basically saying. These guys are all mistaken because they're saying, everybody's mistaken. Sega can't figure out what do they choose. And I'm just saying, hey, there's 2 classic Sonics now. One of them is never coming back. The one you're seeing right now is Sonic from Another Dimension, which is what Forces states, and I'm basically validating what Forces says, unlike everybody else who is saying, hey, Forces is completely wrong. So I'm just gonna kind of explain, I'm basically just gonna explain, the timeline for, Earth 2 now, that, we know that, so basically, different things, a lot of things changed from Earth 1 to Earth 2, and these 2 dimensions did not cross over until the Phantom Ruby from Earth 2 from Earth 1, got sent to Earth 2. And you can't, this also explains, okay, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling for a second. I need to collect my cool and get to the point I'm really just trying to make right now. The point I'm trying to make is that the reason the Phantom Ruby is different in Sonic Forces than it is in Sonic Mania is because it's not the same Phantom Ruby. Earth 1 Phantom Ruby is not the one from Forces. Earth 2 Phantom Ruby is Eggman's creation, the Phantom Ruby, explaining why there can be so many prototypes of the Phantom Ruby. What most people don't understand is the whole point of the Phantom Ruby can't be the same. I am not counting the Sonic Forces comics as canon material, because they're just too, Eggman couldn't just find the Phantom Ruby on his doorstep, because that would kind of neglect the game itself, because you can't find the Phantom Ruby, then make prototypes of it, and then make a good final version to include into Infinite. So what you have to do is it's 2 different rubies. It's not the same ruby. And that's what I'm basically saying. Everything you think is right from Forces is not right because it's not canon, basically. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now, the Sonic timeline has never been official. I have spent way too much time thinking about what this timeline is. And I think I finally found the definitive version. That's one of the points I'm trying to make in this video. I believe I have found the definitive version of the timeline that I created because I took a look at events. I pieced together little events that have probably explained why some things haven't been seen in a really long time. And, like I'm just gonna say this, I used to think Sonic X was canon instead of Sonic Adventure. I don't know why I thought that. It's so false. Like, everything in that is just false. I mean, you know what? I still, like, the reason you haven't seen the Master Emerald in so long is because Chris probably did find Sonic's world, but for a different reason. He wasn't trying to find it again. He was probably just experiencing what's it called? Like an abnormality in the atmosphere or something, kind of like what the Phantom Ruby generates. Which is kind of... The thing is... the whole timeline is so confusing. I'm just trying to make sense of it takes so much energy. It's kind of annoying, actually, how much time somebody can spend on this timeline. Like, sometimes I just want to enjoy the games without having to figure out the timeline, but I keep being like, man, where does this game take place? Where does this game take place? Where does this game take place? And it makes me think about it, so I just had enough and created my own timeline. Which will be coming out in a few days. It's not finished yet, because there are some kinks I have to work out on Earth, too, because, there is a reason why, Eggman is so mad in Forces, which is, I'm going to explain the timeline, and the reason is, like, it'll be explained. I'm not gonna give spoilers, because it's a big theory. Really big theory. So, basically, Earth 1 Sonic is Classic Sonic now. Classic Sonic from Generations will never be coming back because he is modern Sonic. And if the Phantom Ruby permanently breached a hole, or at least a reopenable hole, oh, sorry about that, or at least a reopenable hole between the two dimensions, then unless the Time Eater comes back, there would be no reason to ever use do past Classic Sonic again. Because technically, past Classic Sonic doesn't exist anymore. The only reason he was brought back was not because of nostalgia. Like, if we're thinking in the timeline sense, he was brought back because Eggman was trying to bring his past self back. Not like, oh crap, I messed up. I'm messing up a lot. Never mind, I'm good. Sorry about that. But what I'm trying to say is, you don't understand. Some of these massive Sonic theorist guys can't just understand. They try to make it so complicated when it's actually so simple as to what's going on in the Sonic universe. They're saying like, oh, the Phantom Ruby is doing all this stuff. No, it's not. And basically, I'm just saying, when my timeline comes out, it'll make sense, and you put in the comments that something doesn't make sense to you, I will try my best. I will try my very, very hardest to explain it to you at some other point in time. But as of right now, okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to try to... Never mind. Sorry about that, but I'm just gonna have to work at fixing this mess that all the YouTubers have created. If any big YouTuber watches this video at any point in time, I'm gonna try to get it out there, because these people need to understand this is not... your idea of how Sonic works, that the whole thing is just inconsistency. I mean, even my dad says that the Sonic timeline doesn't even work. Like, but I found ways that it can. I just needed to have a straight thought and timelines to do it. Which is kind of the point of that. The whole, oh crap. But like, this is just so, this is just kind of a touchy thing for me, like, because I'm always having to deal with these, videos that I watch, always saying stuff like, why Sonic 1 isn't in the actual timeline, why Sonic Mania can't happen, and stuff like this, that I can just explain by using simple logic about how Sonic's world works, how it is worked in the, like how it works in the comics, and all this other stuff. Like, the Super Genesis wave, I haven't read that comic arc, I really want to, but I haven't yet. But from what I can understand, the Super Genesis wave rewrote the entirety of Sonic's world. Sonic Generations kind of almost did the same thing in a way. Like, even the fact that Shadow and Silver were fighting Sonic is kind of a thing where you're like, okay, this is not regular. Maybe this is like, because the Time Eater basically took parts of history and then rewrote them. That's what I understand the Time Eater as what he did in Sonic Mania. What I'm trying to understand is how the Time Eater just suddenly, like, I understand that he rewrote some parts of history to be changed for classic Sonic. That's why there is another dimension. And because when he took classic Sonic, classic Tails, and classic Robotnik out of their timeline, he basically did the same thing that the Time Eater did the same thing that Future Trunks did in Dragon Ball Z. He created an alternate timeline, which is the main universe, where the androids, like, well, Cell and androids 19 and 20 were there. But he didn't save his future, he had to save his future, because doing that just created the alternate reality. So basically what I'm proposing is the same thing happened in Sonic's world. And, you know, it kind of makes sense. Lots of Dragon Ball stuff is in Sonic, so it kind of works. And then it's also very, at least for me, I understand where this theory comes from, and if you don't, I can answer questions about it. But yeah, I guess that's about it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And this is Brandon from BigMcLargerHuge Gaming, signing out.